So lots of golfers are asking what's in my golf bag. I'm going to show you what's in my golf bag, and hopefully you can learn from my set of clubs. Let's kick this off with my fairway wood, what I would call my free wood. I've got 15 degrees of loft, which is a little bit more loft than I've ever had. I've always gone down to a 14-degree loft. I've got the ZXI Strixon as well, where I've normally been Cleveland. The reason I've gone back up to 15 is because of my swing changes. So how I'm trying to stretch arms out and how I'm using the ground. I present a little less loft impact. So just going up a degree is giving me a good optimal flight. What I love about this fairway wood, obviously it's adjustable, so it can change with me if that changes in the future. But also it's a really good low spinning or medium to low spinning bombing free wood. My free woods can be weak, not go far enough. I love the fact that this one is maxing out my free wood distance. Ventus 6S Fujikura TR shaft, standard grip in, and you'll notice I don't have the Arccos sensors in the top of every one of my clubs. We'll talk about that as the video goes on. Shall we see if I can shoot level or under par with my set of clubs? We'll do 9 holes as I show you them. Remember, if you like the information in this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and also post a comment for me. I want to know what driver is in your golf bag right now. Let's see what you're all playing. So this one often surprises people. I've got only 2 wedges. When you look at my irons, you could argue I have 3. I have a 60 degree with 12 bounce, and I have a 52 degree with 12 bounce, so quite high bounces. And I have the CBX 4s. So these are the cavity back wedges, the chunkier wedges, which you're going to see why when I go to my irons. Basically, they blend more with my iron set, which is what I like. I don't like my wedges going into too much of a blade, and then it's a big jump for my irons, which you'll see when you get to my irons. Just KBS shafts in these, nothing special in the shafts. Again, I don't have the sensors in the top of the grip, and I've got standard grips on this. My grips are subject to change at any time, subject to if I can get round to changing them. A little bit lazy. If I played more full time, they would probably be different. But I love the cavity backness of these wedges. So hybrid, I actually only have 1 hybrid in my bag at the minute, which is a 22 degree, which has been my go-to hybrid kind of loft for years. It's again the Strixon ZXI, changeable neck, but I'm not really changing that out. Ventus 8S Fujikura TR shaft. Again, I have nothing going on with that. Standard grip out of the factory, subject to change at any time. I've always been a 22 degree hybrid. It's my sweet spot. It blends with my longest iron, which has actually changed, which you'll see. So it kind of runs into my longest iron. But I find these clubs really easy to send out there at a long distance, and you're also going to see me playing these from shorter distance. I can really kind of just pop these up in the air. And to me, playing a hybrid around 22 degrees of loft feels a little bit like playing a wedge, you know, where you can play it from different yardages, and that's what that gives to me. It's a roll and bulge on the face. It's the bigger head, and the fact it's 22 degrees aloft, so I feel like I can hit it high and I can knock it down as well. But there's a new fairway, not hybrid wood on the block, and it's a 5 wood. So this is the Cleveland Halo XL 5 wood, everything standard. Tensai, a 55 gram stiff shaft, like really light, 18 degrees. So this has replaced what I always had before, which is a more power hybrid. So I would always have a hybrid around 18 and then my 22 degree hybrid. What I was just finding with the 18 degree hybrid is there's just not enough situations where I'm able to hit that out there and get it to stop on the greens. It was almost a bit too run out, where this one will pop up in the air and I can get it to land on green. So the distance I can play this from, again, is very varied. But when I do play it, it's going to have a great descent angle, which for me, predominantly this is being played into greens. There's a few times where I'm hitting it down fairway, but it'll just go the yardage it goes. Totally loving the Halo 5 wood. It's like a cheat code club. It's so easy just to pop up in the air. With that longer length, again, I can make it go a good distance. It gets very close to my free wood, but at the same time, I can just dial it back and pop it up in the air and run it into my 22 degree if I feel like I want to take more club and hit it softer. The 5 wood's the new addition. Oh, struck that, wow. Go right a little. Should we take a look at my irons? Because my irons are definitely interesting. Srixon ZXi4 irons. So I have the Game Improvement iron. The reason I have this iron is, one, for a Game Improvement iron, it looks like their other irons. So it gives me the look that a better player likes to look at. Not loads of offset, not very chunky, quite a medium top line, kind of chromy finish, which I really love. They're stronger in lofts, and since I've tried to improve my distance, having an iron that is strong in loft, launches up and gives me great descent angle, which this iron does, I've just kind of fallen in love. I can't imagine, and I never say never, going backwards to more of a bladed set. Now I have a 5 iron down to a pitching wedge in the ZXi4. These are Torlight KBS stiff shafts. So I've got light shafts in my irons as light as I can get. You'll see why that's important when we get to the driver too. And then I have a ZXi7 pitching wedge. So this kind of blends with my wedges because we're now right into that classic kind of more bladed but with a cavity back look and feel. This blends with my CBX wedges, which are kind of similar cavity back. So I have 2 pitching wedges, and it's because that the pitching wedge, obviously in the 4s, the ZXi4s, they are strong. So they're just like powerful. So really the pitching wedge is kind of like a 9-iron, but don't tell Matt that. And this one actually has a NS Pro, slightly different shaft in it, but I feel no difference, I don't care. So that's what's quirky. I have 2 wedges in my bag. I also now have a 5-iron. I used to stop at a 6-iron, then went to my 22, but I now have the 5-iron because I don't have my chipper in my bag, so I have a spare club. And what I find with the 5-iron is if I do want something going in lower and releasing forwards, the 5-iron does that. So I have the 22-degree hybrid, which I can kind of hit that shot, but the stock shot is for it more to pop up in the air and drop. And then if I want a similar length club, so this is really kind of a similar club in like overall distance to my hybrid, it's just a little less versatile, but it's built more towards the penetrating going forward flight. And I'm finding myself hitting this more and more and more. Again, this was built around my swing changes. The more I change how I felt like I hit the ball, I go more to the hard side of every iron now. So I used to be plenty of club, hit it soft. I'm a bit more of the right club to a little bit less and hit it hard kind of player now. And the 5-iron bleeds into that ethos. So the irons makeup are changing around how I change my swing, my ideas of how to play golf as I develop as a golfer. Interesting iron set, not your standard, but loving them. So I use a combination of a rangefinder. So I use the 4 Ultra from Blue Tees. What I like about this, it's got slope that toggles on and off. It kind of buzzes when it hits the flag. It's super good. On the optics, I'm not very good with my eyes, so it's just really keen. And the price of these is really cheap. I actually have a discount code on these, which will come up here and in the description down below. And I'm also using Arccos as well for the GPS, where if I'm on courses I don't know, I can really kind of navigate through the hazards and any of the issues, or where I want to carry it, try and plot my way around. I can mark the flag so I can get a GPS marker to the flag as well. And it's also collecting my stats. Discount on Arccos as well. If you're interested in collecting your stats, code coming up here, it gives you a discount, plus link down below. Golf ball, I'm Srixon ZX XV. I've actually moved to the XV. I'm preferring the slightly firmer feel, and that's kind of it. I just prefer that slightly clippier set. Can we get the 3 under? And is this a good time to maybe talk about my slightly crazy putter? Let's see. Come on, putter, do your thing. Stay up. So I've got the Cleveland HB Soft 2. This is the 11CB milled face, kind of fang shape with bigger lines, something I've never really gone for in the past. But it's the longer one. This is 48 inches long. Now what's interesting with this putter is I'm not looking for, I wasn't searching with my putter. I'm not someone who was struggling with my putting and I'm gone to something slightly different because I want to find new answers or I've kind of given up on conventional putting. To me, this feels like a conventional putter just with loads stuck out the top. And what that does is it allows me to feel, A, this kind of counterbalance and the idea of it being not anchored, but kind of connected to my tummy a little bit more. I'm definitely a putter who's in the past been a little bit out this way. And then two, what I do with this putter is I try and get this part lined up with the lead forearm. So even though I'm not anchoring or connecting, like you'll see maybe like your Bryson putt, having it connected to this forearm does two things. It gets the putter flatter on the floor for me, which I can get a little bit toed up, and it makes me feel thumbs down that I'm really passive with my hands. And when I practice start direction with this putter, it was as good, if not better, than a regular one. And the other thing I really like is when I have to pick golf balls up, look, I can stretch and I barely have to bend over. Or if I'm waiting and kind of slightly leaning on my putter, it's a nice long kind of stick to lean on. It's crazy. I'm loving this putter. I'd never think I would go for something like this. And it's not that I'm searching. It's not that I'm struggling and want different answers. I just like the feel of the overhang. It's a feel-based thing. This also has my Arccos sensor in the top. And the reason this has the Arccos sensor in the top is that every round I'm going to use my putter so I can edit. I like to edit after the round rather than have sensors on every club and collect. I just go round and collect. My watch is kind of collecting as well, so they're being recorded anyway. 2 pars to finish would make me happy. Can I do it? What do you think? In the comments down below. So driver, in my bag, I have the Strixon ZXi Max. I have played with low spin for so long that I've stopped. I am now maxing out. I want the friendliest, most stable driver I can get. Changeable neck, I'm a 9-degree loft, and I actually float between around a 7 and 7.5 up to 9 degrees. At the moment, I am down at 8 degrees. And the reason I change is as my delivery changes around when we change my swing, I move it just to get those optimal numbers. 14 gram weight in the back. So it's the max head, obviously giving it the max stability all the way at the back. And it's just such a good flight for me, this one. Spin model is around 2000 to 22. It doesn't drop below 2000 very often. I'd have to really mishit it, which is nice. And then the big thing, which I think lots of people get wrong, I've got a 50 gram shaft in this club. So that's very light. Most of you go and look at your shafts, you've probably got a 60 gram shaft. I am swinging this club around 115 miles an hour, which is relatively quick for most people watching this video. It's not quick enough for me, unfortunately, but it's quicker than where I was. But I'm still at 50 gram. I can just move a lighter shaft faster, and this is something I would definitely get you to try and test in your next fitting. Standard that comes in most drivers is a 60 gram. Some people have 78 grams by mistake in their driver, which is just insane. Check the weight of your shaft. It might just help you gain a few more speed and a little bit more control. But I love the driver for stability. Gone are the days of low spin. Any of you out there searching for low spin, unless it's absolutely optimum for you, and for most of you, it's going to do more damage than good. Max out. I am maxing out. Playing 100-yard shot because it's downwind out the rough, might release. Not playing 116. Go on, keep going over that hill. Can't tell, but it's online. Take it. This has got some slope on it. Can we finish at 4? Would be amazing. Remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Oh, lovely. And if you want to find out how to hit your driver straight as well, watch this video here where I take on a Tour Pro, Greg Chalmers, and he'll show you how to hit straight drives.